Okay, welcome everyone. I'm just going to be giving my thoughts today on the new Mega Pokemon. I'm sure anyone who would like follow this stuff would hear from things or from creators like False Swipe Gaming or Pokeaim or Blunder, all those guys. But I've been around the block a few times. I've been in a couple tournaments. I've lost all of them because I'm kind of ass sometimes. But besides that, I think I have insight and experience to be able to give my thoughts on these guys. Uh, it's mostly competitive thoughts. I mean, you can make anything work casually pretty much, especially in game. So yeah, I guess I'll just get straight to it with Mega Meganium. And I've always loved Chikorita. I loved the line. In Gen 2, unfortunately, it was like kind of bad because like the first four gyms like almost completely counter you, but it's okay. Now let's just look at its stats first, I guess. So it keeps all the megas keep their HP stat, and everything else can get buffed or nerfed. Um, we see here it's a pretty, I guess you'd say, bulky-ish Pokemon. It can definitely take a hit, especially a super effective one. Um, it'll probably struggle to get two shot. And with its move pool, we have, Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Synthesis, plenty of recovery for it. I do kind of question how people will best utilize it because it just seems like it'd be a kind of like a balanced kind of guy. Has Dazzling Gleam now to help face dragons and stuff that would otherwise stop its grass typing. Has Earthquake and Earth Power. I mean, great to stop any of those steals or fire. But it does lose to basically every single bird that exists. Like Zapdos, Moltres, Skarmory, Corviknight. Uh, it literally does not have a way to do anything to them. I mean, I guess you could knock off Leech Seed them or something. Um, I could see it being annoying in that way, just being able to stay in on things that should technically counter it and just heal off. Um, I'd be more interested in seeing like a Swords Dance, where is it, Trailblaze maybe set. It does get 10 more in attack, so I'm thinking you could do something like Swords Dance, Dazzling Gleam, um, Earthquake, and then Trailblaze maybe. Again, there's no way for it to hit something like Corviknight or Skarmory. I guess you could use Counter for that. Maybe even Dragon Tail. Those are two pretty decent tech options. Uh, and it does actually get Encore, I'm seeing now. So you could even, instead of just trying to run some kind of mix thing, do something like, uh, let's see, Dazzling Gleam, Giga Drain, and then, I don't know. You could do Leech Seed, Toxic, Dragon Tail. Whoops. Could do something like this. I think it'll be a fairly versatile, balanced Pokemon. Uh, you just really have to team build around this guy to get the most out of him. He isn't just something you can throw on. I mean, Leech Seed. I mean, you could see any kinds of these sets. Grass Fairy typing. I mean, it is what it is. People have been making Grass Fairy typing for this Pokemon since it came out. So, well, since ROM hacks have come out, I should say. And yeah, I don't really see too much more for it. I mean, National Dex, I think it'll get a couple more things, but for grass typing, it actually, I don't think it really, does it get poison powder and all that? I feel like it doesn't. Guess I can just look right now, huh? OU, or National Dex, not OU. Almost any ability, no. National Dex. Meganium. Do you get powder moves? Um, Grass Whistle, Hidden Power, Poison. Okay, it gets Poison Powder. It doesn't get Stun Spore. Yeah, that's ass. Unfortunately, if Meganium got like Stun Spore, or I mean, maybe if Hidden Power comes back, this thing could be really good. It could be almost unwallable then, because a Hidden Power from this on a Skarmory or a Corviknight, I mean, they'd have to be max special. They'd have to be max HP and SPDEF to even attempt to take it well, if they even can. So we'll see. Still don't know its ability to. Overall, it should be a fine Pokemon. I like it. Grass Fairy. Good stats all around. We'll see what people cook. Now we'll go to Barbarical. And unfortunately, I don't have any sprites for it right now. I think they're just the sprites in game when you actually Mega Evolve in Showdown, but we don't have it right now. Now we have this rock fighting typing that goes from rock water. Very strong, 140 attack, great defense, good SPDEF, decent speed, fairly bad HP. So it just seems like this guy is going to be a hit him hard, hit him fast kind of guy, as fast as he can get. The only thing I can really see working on this man is Shell Smash. Shell Smash, and yeah, I mean, you can't even really use its special attack, unfortunately. I mean, I guess you could if you want like Ice Beam, I guess. I mean, I guess Ice Beam would be okay, but you have rock coverage for any flying types, and half the dragons do fly, but again, you have rock coverage, and if they don't fly, you still have rock coverage. There's only like, what, two or one? No, two steel dragons, so. I mean, it's great overall coverage, close combat, wonderful. I clicked cross chop, close combat. Uh, and then I guess the worst part is the rock stuff. Like it's powerful, but it also sucks. So you won't be able to use a loaded dice rock blast, which would technically be your best attack. Um, it's going to be kind of rough, honestly. I could honestly see a lot of people dropping the rock coverage for something like uh liquidation and dragon claw or something to be able to hit, you know, the coverage it's kind of missing. Or instead of like liquidation, maybe they do a poison jab, or I don't know. Maybe they do just run stone edge. Uh it doesn't have earthquake was honestly fine. Earthquake would be, you could honestly put earthquake over some stuff. You would have to run, I think, Dragon Claw if you're gonna do something like this, though. Or I guess you could use your special attack and run Ice Beam, but you'd have to make some way to make up for your stab you're not using. If it got Serene Grace, it'd be really funny with Shell Smash Ancient Power. That could be like hilarious. I don't think it'd be good. I mean, it does get Meteor Beam for whatever that's worth, but you can't use the Power Herb with it, so I mean, power up punch. It really doesn't get anything outside of attacking moves. I mean, stealth rock is fine. I don't know if you're gonna really want to be using stealth rock on this guy. I feel like you'd be losing a lot of the value it could bring by doing that. Because I mean, there should be like 80 other Pokemon that could do the same thing. It does get Scald. That's funny tech. Um, Scald and Taunt. I mean, outside of that, it doesn't really have a way to support itself or other Pokemon. Dual Chop. I mean, that's funny. If it got like Sniper or um Oh, I guess there isn't a move that just increases your chance. No, super luck. Yeah. If you got like super luck, that'd be kind of funny. Yeah, I just think it's going to be a shell smasher. I don't see much outside of this, honestly. It's typing. I mean, it's kind of weak to a lot. Ground, water, grass, ground, water, grass, psychic, fairy. Those, all of those are pretty common. So I don't know how well it'll really do. It can obviously boost past almost anything. I could see like some unaware Pokemon giving this guy trouble, maybe. But with base 140 attack, I'm not even sure unaware would matter that much. Um, I think it'll be like an OU Pokemon. I don't know. It's just so fat, or it's so strong, and it gets Shell Smash. I mean, Cloyster did it. I don't see why this guy can't. Okay, now we got Chandelure. Chandelure. Chandelier? Chandelure. As you can see, it's like the strongest hitting thing ever, special attackly, almost. 175 is going to blow basically everything up. I mean, its defense is 110. I mean, those are fine. Those are fine defenses. 60 HP ain't going to really get it done, though. Attack is ass. Speed is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. If it was 100, this mon would be like probably insane. But at 90, I think it's still respectable. So Pokemon like this, the Ghost Fire typing, almost impossible to switch into. I mean, especially with other coverage, uh, all your opponent really has to do is just click the right move, and they're getting a kill with this guy. So that's a big thing. And with 90 speed, it is faster than a decent amount of Pokemon. It's faster than like Goldango, I believe, whenever it's in National Dex, or whenever everything gets released into like a national dex for the actual Pokemon game, not a showdown. I mean, fire, ghost, grass, dark, psychic, poison, somewhat poison. I mean, clear smog is an interesting tech option. It gets calm mind. Um, it doesn't have a way to really heal. I mean, pain split is funny and it might be usable now that its defenses are higher. I think it'll be more of a gimmick than anything. I mean, Pain Split can be so unreliable, and it's really only the most useful on like either the very fastest or the very bulkiest Pokemon. It gets Trick Room. That could be funny and it could be a bit niche. Hyper offense is obviously a thing, so having the option to control being able to go first is always nice, especially in VGC. Uh, 90 speed is a bit fast for a trick rumor, but you can make it work with careful planning. And it's not like you can always just switch out. Shockwave is another interesting tech if you don't want to use something like Energy Ball. I mean, the only thing it would really hit is like, what, flying types, which could be useful. But, I mean, your Shadow Ball should get the job done anyway. I mean, this seems like a fairly standard set I would see on a Mega Chandelure. Call Mind, 3 attacks. I guess it does get Flame Charge or and Trailblaze. So, I mean, we could see something like Call Mind. Instead of Energy Ball, you could do like Trailblaze, Flamethrower, Shadow Ball, just to, help its boosting ability. However, priority moves will be the death of this Pokemon. And kind of like Mega Barbaracle, it also doesn't really have any priority moves. No Vacuum Wave, Aqua Jet. This doesn't have, Sucker Punch, Shadow Sneak. Um, so things like King Gambit, even though you should technically be able to beat it, I mean, King Gambit is honestly going to ruin you, and it's going to ruin a lot of these Pokemon that are really strong. And sure, they got boosts and stuff, but King Gambit probably won't care too much. I mean, what, 5 Fallen King Gambit to Barbarical will still do damn near half with Sucker Punch. God forbid it's like a Life Orb or something. So it's just going to be a hard life for Pokemon like this. Like, it's an amazing, like, switch killer. It's an amazing, like, switch in for certain situations, you know? Because you're pretty much guaranteed to kill. But after you get that kill, it's almost dead weight for a turn. Well, it can be dead weight for a turn. They might not have a good answer for this, even though it does have a fair amount of weaknesses. Dark, ghost, water, ground. All of those are really common. So, yeah. It'll be good. It's just going to struggle. So Chestnut, never got to play the games Chestnut was in. I never really cared for it. Uh, the Pokemon itself, not the games. It's a very Zamazenta-y kind of Pokemon, isn't it? I mean, 172, you get Iron Defense, I believe. Yeah, you get Iron Defense. You get all of this up here: Spike, Synthesis, Body Press. I mean, this is like a set I think I would see being run. You can obviously switch it up, maybe take Woodhammer out, maybe take Spikes out. Hell, you could even take like Synthesis out, put like something like Bulk Up, um, Drain Punch instead of Woodhammer. Maybe uh, I don't know, maybe like Rock Slide or something to hit Moltres. However, you are not outspeeding Moltres. I'll tell you that right now. 44, that ain't gonna cut it. It'd be good on Trick Room. And 137 attack is still like a really good. Like, don't get me wrong. But outside of like fire and flying types, this Pokemon and Psychic and Fairy. Okay, so maybe it does have a good amount of weaknesses, okay? But it does have pretty good HP with like outstanding bulk and defense and like pretty good bulk and special defense. So that's going to do a lot for it. And you could even run Pain Split again as like weird tech if you don't feel like actually healing. Um, get Swords Dance, Trailblaze, Belly Drum. I could see Belly Drum on like a Trick Room team. That would actually be really, really strong. Needle Arm is funny. So, I mean, it's more of like a help itself kind of Pokemon. You switch it in on the thing you need to counter, and it just kind of sits there and it counters it. And then once a counter comes in, this thing is pretty much dead weight, and you gotta switch it out. I mean, you could do things like specially defensive with Leech Seed, be able to take like flamethrowers and stuff, or maybe a Psychic or Dazzling Gleam. Um, got Reflect, I guess. Not like this Pokemon really needs it. Spiky Shield is cool. Super Fang is some cool tech. Taunt is fine. You could have like a staller that like counters other stallers. Unless it gets like I don't know, something that can stop it from being toxic. I like salt purifying salt or something. I think it'll still struggle against other stalls unless you're on an offensive set, of course. Stall would actually have a hard time against its offensive moves. I mean, what if you do like close combat, wood hammer, high horsepower, and then like swords dance or something, or bulk up or whatever you want to do? That could be pretty powerful against stall, considering it hits basically all their Pokemon. You got this for um, Toxapex, close combat for like Skarmories and Corviknights, Woodhammer for Dondozo, Clodsire. I mean, I guess high horsepower. work for Clodsire, but Quagsire, um, Blissey, and all that. Even Gliscor wouldn't like taking a Wood Hammer. I'll tell you that. Not from 137 attack. It would have to be a physically defensive Gliscor. So yeah, it definitely has uses on offense and as supporting. I mean, it actually does get spikes. So I guess it's not completely a for itself kind of guy. It can get up spikes, which I think would be pretty good on this mega specifically, just how it's built. I mean, you're probably just going to be doing spikes, body press kind of stuff, synthesis, leech seed. Um, One thing I do want to go back to on Meganium though is Dazzling Gleam is not good enough anymore. You have to have Moonblast, I think, nowadays. And I think having Dazzling Gleam is great for VGC, but in singles, the fact that it doesn't get Moonblast, I think, will actually make it a relatively worse Pokemon overall. But anyway, yeah, that's what I got. And then back Chestnut. Think it'll be okay. I think it'll be. It might be OU, but I see more UU in its future. It's good, but we'll see. And now we got Mega Clefable. And this is funny because, I mean, what they did with it doesn't really make any sense to me. So, good HP. 95 is nothing to sneeze at. 93 defense is fine. 110 Spadef, pretty decent, pretty good, you know. 135 special attack, can't be mad. It's definitely going to hit things. However, if we just look at regular Clefable, right? So it gains 20 in its defenses and 40 in its special attack. 10 in speed, whatever. 10 in attack, whatever. The thing is, original Clefable gets Magic Guard, and it's very hard. Unless the Mega also gets Magic Guard, it'll be really hard for this Mega specifically to outshine its previous form. So if you don't know, Magic Guard, you won't take damage from anything other than like direct attacks. So spikes, toxic, leech seed, none of those moves are going to hurt your Pokemon. And also, if you have an item called Life Orb, you also don't take damage with Magic Guard. And Life Orb, obviously boosts your special attack. So that base 95 special attack is a bit misleading for offensive sets because it's basically going to be as strong as this with Life Orb. Now, I do give it credit that it is bulkier, but without its ability, we'll just kind of have to rely on its move pool, which it does have a good one. Don't get me wrong. Aromatherapy is great. Uh, let's see. Encore is great. Got Healing Wish. That's great. Heal Bell, same as Aromatherapy. It gets Screen. Magic Coat is fine. Moonlight, wonderful. Reflect, screens. Soft Boiled has all the moves. Stealth Rocks. Thunder Wave. Trick. But Trick obviously can't be used on Mega, so that gets rid of that. Wish. So it gets a lot of good things. The flying typing, however, doesn't do a lot to help fairies. I mean, so now it can hit like Mega Venusaur, as a fairy flying type. And that's pretty cool. Uh However, Air Slash ain't gonna get it done. If it had Hurricane or even Bleak Wind Storm, I think it'd be a lot better. But Air Slash, I mean, come on, man. You can't be serious. You can't give me that kind of special attack and then make me use Air Slash. Now, the game Showdown does give it Serene Grace. So that's like the only reason this move would be good. But as you can see, you don't see any like agility or rock polish or like trailblaze or flame charge. It doesn't have a way to speed itself up. We can take a look in national decks and see if it could get it. What is it? Clefable? Yeah, still no agility. Um, ah, it's very unfortunate. I don't see any good moves. Whoops. Or any good speed boosting options. Serene Grace really gets undercut unless you have very specific moves. Things like, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, which it gets, but you're not going to be able to really use your stab flying with it, which is unfortunate. And that kind of undercuts its whole point, honestly. Teleport's still an amazing move, so I could still see it being run as sort of like a maybe Moonlight, Teleport, Thunder Wave, and then a standard Moonblast. I could see, just a basic thing like this, or maybe instead you try to go more offensive, try to do something like Ice Beam, Moonblast, Thunderbolt, Moonlight. I could see that too. Maybe you just invest into some bulk, something random like this. I don't know. This Pokemon is probably just going to be better in its base form. We'll see again with the ability. I have hope, but not a lot. It'll probably be an RU Pokemon as a Mega, probably. RU or UU? Now we got Delphox. Also, didn't play the game it was in, but I like foxes. I think it's pretty cool. I like base Delphox. Has, as you can see, great special attack. I would probably say great speed too. 134 is nothing to sneeze at. It's a lot faster than a lot of guys. Fire psychic typing, kind of like fire ghost, is nigh impossible to switch into. Which is funny because with that, I mean, regular Delphox isn't even like what slow, right? At 104 speed, yeah. I would think this would be better in the UU. It's all or not the UU, the generation it's in, Gen 9. I would have expected it to be a little better just based on how it can hit basically anything. Of course, I guess the base isn't quite as strong, so that does matter. But with this guy, I mean, he'll get pretty much any move you need to hit somebody with. Grass Knot, all the fire. What did it have? It has Dazzling Gleam, Psychics, Psy Shock, Psy Noise, whatever way you want to counter a Blissey with. Scorching Sands, which is like astounding coverage. So something like Flamethrower. Uh, I'll just put like Psychic Noise, and then for your last move, you could just have like Grass Knot or something. There's practically nothing you could think of that's going to take all of these moves. With how fast it is, how strong it is, it's going to be a beast. It gets Calm Mind, it gets Nasty Plot. So you could just say like F Grass Knot. I'm going to put Nasty Plot and just blow through my counters. Instead of Psy Shock, you'd probably put like, or instead of Psychic Noise, you'd probably put Psy Shock. Something like this, or you could just say, I don't want no Scorching Sands. It's too weak of a move. I'd rather put, let's see, Hyper Voice is funny. Future Sight could honestly even be a thing too. Um, Signal Beam, yeah, yeah. You could do like Shadow Ball too. Um, Shadow Ball wouldn't really hit anything you don't already hit. I mean, I guess you'd hit Chandelure a little better. Ghost types in general. But I mean, I guess Grass Knot. I mean, even Foul Play would actually be a fine move. With like some of the attack stats we've seen, they are fighting types to be fair right now. But some of the other ones too, like for Alligator, Foul Play could be like an amazing move. I'm just saying. Just saying, it might do more than like a Psyshock because of his great natural defense. But yeah, it's just going to be an all out attacker pretty much. You might throw in an Encore here and there, a nasty plot here and there, maybe a 4 attacker here and there, Will O Wisp here and there. Uh, for the most part, it's just going to try and get a kill and not worry too much about doing extracurriculars to your Pokemon. Moving on to the next ones, we have Dragalge. And this bad boy right here, I expect to be like a Trick Room Warrior. Again, 44 speed, astounding Spadef, good special attack, good defense, pretty bad HP. If it keeps Regenerator, it could be used in a different way, but I don't expect it to. As a dragon poison typing, it's like really, really good against fairies because almost all of them are special attacking. This could be like a Regenerator flip turn set, could be insane against almost any fairy type that exists. Fairies might have to start running psychic moves just for something like this guy. I doubt it, but he could. But with this guy, he's in an awkward place because even though his special attack is fairly high, uh, it doesn't entirely have a way to use it. So what I mean is, whoops, let me. There we go. Okay, so regular Dragougi, its base special attack is considerably lower than 132, but again, he has an ability that helps him deal more damage with adaptability. So his Draco Meteors are effectively coming off just as hard as this. Maybe not like if this guy is like max attacking, but like it's still pretty much hitting just as hard in base form is the thing. And it doesn't have a way to boost in practically any way. I mean, Acid Armor is funny. It doesn't have any recovery moves, so it's really going to rely on its support and the damage that it can do to the teams. So Toxic Spike's toxic. I mean, I can see that on a lot of sets. Dragon Tail. I don't know if you want to really use your Mega to just Dragon Tail things out. It could be funny just because, Toxic Spikes, and then you could Dragon Tail and get something random, because it's not like a fairy can really switch into you, or else you're going to like Sludge Wave it. Um, it does get some good coverage. Thunderbolt, Scald, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast. Those are all some like amazing coverage moves, especially Scald. I see Scald being a fairly common move on this guy. I mean, if a Pokemon is strong and it has Scald, it'll probably use it sometimes. I could see it maybe on some rain teams too with Thunder, Surf, Thunder Scald. Um, I mean, it does get ice coverage too and Icy Wind. That could help. And it gets Scale Shot for whatever that could be worth, but again, can't use loaded dice. Its attack is fine. You could try running some kind of weird mixed set on it. Something like Play Rough is funny. It's like, I think, one of the few dragon types that actually get a fairy move that aren't actually like fairy themselves, like Altaria or something. I mean, even its physical move pool isn't very good. Iron Tail is like fine. Yeah, I guess you really wouldn't run any mix sets on this guy. I mean, it doesn't offer you many advantages, I'll tell you that much. Outside of Play Rough, it really doesn't have any coverage, so kind of a dead stat, unfortunately. I think this Pokemon's gonna be, unfortunately, pretty bad. Um, without recovery, without priority, without some way to really, I guess, pressure an opponent other than just like hoping they're weak to Draco, it's going to be hard finding a reason to use a Mega slot on something that's running like Toxic Spikes, Flip Turn, Dragon Tail, you know? Because it's more there just to like be annoying until it dies. It's not there to really KO things. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe the ability will save it. I see it being pretty bad. And with its typing, it's a pretty good typing combination, Dragon Poison, but you're still weak to Ice, Ground, and that's never great. Obviously, everything's going to be weak to something, but there's definitely better typing Pokemon that can do stuff like this. There's better dragons that could do some of the same stuff. There's better poisons that could do some of the same stuff. So, and Electros, I remember seeing Electros for the first time and thinking, "Wow, it has levitate and it's electric. This thing must be impossible to kill." But no, it is not. We can even look here. They did like basically nothing to its defenses, which honestly was probably the part it needed the most. Like it already was fine with 115, 105. Like it could make it work, but it's not like it could really do anything because it couldn't live long enough. It's another one that doesn't get any way to heal outside of Giga Drain and Drain Punch, which sure, it doesn't get any real supporting moves. I mean, what, Thunder Wave, like every other electric type to ever exist? I mean, Knockoff is cool. Dragon Tail is fine. Coil is fine. I mean, its coverage is also it's pretty good, honestly. Between water, fighting, normal, poison, electric, dragon, fire, grass, dark, bug, rock. I mean, you pretty much have any choice of move you could possibly want to hit whatever you want. But without priority moves like bullet punch or upper hand or something, vacuum wave, anything, I don't think it can cut it. Its ability would have to be insane. It'd have to be like speed boost or something for this thing to really work. It doesn't get Swords Dance, it only gets Coil and Bulk Up, so that kind of cuts into its offensive capabilities, at least like instantly. Because a lot of these guys, they get Shell Smash, Swords Dance. I mean, they're just going to ruin you in one turn. This guy is kind of like a multi-turn kind of guy, which sucks. Now, obviously, it does hit like fantastically. 145, 135 on both sides. Um, it'll be fine. I think he'll be mostly fine. Um, yeah, it'll be fine. I just don't. With 80 base speed, I don't think it's quite good enough. Home Claws, I mean, it's a shame. It really does have like practically all the coverage it could ever need. It just can't do anything else. It'll have to rely on like getting thunder waves or like sticky webs or stuff if it really wants to hit everything. And it's not going to take all the moves very well, especially since its defenses are the same. If it doesn't keep levitate, then it'll just have another weakness, another thing that can hit it. So it'll probably be pretty bad. It might only be like one tier above what Electros is already in, which I don't even know. It's probably like an NU or ZU or something. Embor. We got the big pig. Uh, never played with this one. Oh wait, did I? No, I never played with this one either. I missed like everything after Generation 4 to like Generation 6. I got Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and then Sun and Moon, and that's when I like pick Pokemon back up again. So yeah. Anyway, 148 attack, great. 110 HP, great. 75 defense, I mean it's usable. 110 special attack is good. 110 speed def, good. Speed 75, pretty middling. this guy, this guy's gonna get hit hard, but not fast. It does get flame charge and does it get flame charge? Yeah, flame charge and trailblaze. It gets wild charge to hit, other birds or anything. I think it gets stone edge, poison jab. So its coverage is pretty good too. Firefighting, pretty hard to switch into. I mean, there's some counters, but overall, you're gonna have a hard time. I mean, Blaziken proved that back in the day, and Chicken on a Balloon still holds true. It's stuck in Electros's kind of category in that it's not really fast enough. It can hit hard. It can hit from both sides. But what are you doing after you kill the one Pokemon, Like a lot of these guys, they're just one for ones in a way. Now, to be fair, Embor does have a lot more bulk. With 110 HP and 110 Spadef, that's already way more than Electros. And even with 75 defense, the HP more than makes up for it. It doesn't have any way to heal outside of Drain Punch. It doesn't get Vacuum Wave, unfortunately. That would have been like, I think that could have taken it up a notch if it had like Vacuum Wave or Upper Hand. Maybe it gets it in O or National Dex. Let's see. Do you get like Upper Hand and stuff? Temper Flare. Doesn't look like it. I mean, what do you even get like Quick Attack? Yeah, nothing. So, since it doesn't get any priority moves, again, it's going to be real hard. It is a natural King Gambit answer, though. So, it's always nice to have one of those. But I don't. Just having a Mega be one counter, I don't know if that's enough. I think it'll be good against stall teams. I think stall is going to have a really hard time with a lot of these new Pokemon. Can hit both sides. They're all like 130 or stronger, you know. So I think stall is going to kind of die out like in a game where like everybody's available. I could be wrong. I mean, there were some really good um there were some really good trick room people, I just feel like the with all the Pokemon that have like in between speeds and are really strong, it's not going to be too viable anymore. He'll probably be like an RU ish Pokemon, maybe one above it. I can't see him being OU. It's just a classic of you have the tools, but you don't have. Okay, he doesn't have all the tools, sorry. It's a classic case of having the stats, but not all the tools. He can't make the most out of all of this. I mean, even Flame Charge and Trailblaze can get you so far. Anyway, I did skip two guys. My bad. We have the OG Dragonite. And, I mean, it's an amazing stat spread all around. I mean, you can't really find a flaw in it, really. It's just good. That's all it is. However, is it good enough to justify Mega-ing? Because regular Dragonite does have more regular attack. I mean, 124 is still nothing to sneeze at. But regular Dragonite does have that edge. However, this Dragonite can much, much more easily run mix sets. Things with like something I would like try to do in Gen 9 OUs, do things like Thunderbolt, Earthquake, Extreme Speed, Dragon Dance. I'd try and like mess around with something like that because I'd want to be able to hit Dondozo and Toxapex. And with this guy, it'd be way, way more effective to be able to kill him. Ability is going to matter a lot in how we handle this guy. Fucking Discord. Its ability is going to determine a lot in how we handle this guy. I can I can also see you don't really need Thunderbolt anymore now that your special attack is so high. You could run like Hurricane or Earthquake Extreme Speed. I mean, this is going to be basically just as good against like Dondozo and Toxapex and like stallers like that, and it'll be even better against Gliscor and stuff like that. However, I could obviously see things like Ice Beam, Hurricane, Draco Meteor Extreme Speed. I could see something like that. Or maybe they get some bulky Dragonites because it can run almost anything. So maybe you do like Roost. Whoops. Maybe you do like Roost, Dragon Tail, Hurricane, Extreme Speed, or instead of Extreme Speed, maybe you just do something like what gets almost every move. Maybe you do just run then like Draco, or maybe you run Thunderbolt or Ice Beam for extra coverage. You know, it's so versatile. It gets Encore. Yeah, it gets Encore. Haze is always an interesting tech option in VGC usually. I mean, Tailwind for whatever, Thunder Wave, Whirlwind if you just don't want to miss. Yeah, it gets a lot. It gets a lot. So, Dragonite, it's going to be OU. The only real question is what are going to be like the biggest like three sets you see on it, three, four, five sets, because it can run a lot of things, and if it keeps barrier, that's also another little interesting tech I see right here. Uh, it only really loses to ice and dragon, so and Magirna, and Magirna. But I mean, earthquake takes care of Magirna, so you know it'll be good. It'll be good. I mean, it's Dragonite. Now we have Drampa, the Sage, the Dragon Sage. I love the meme where it's like when you get high off the Zaw and a old Drampa like talks wisdom to you or something like that. That thing's pretty funny. I like that meme. Anyway, anyway, looking at its stats, it's another one of those 160 special attack guys. Gonna hit you hard, not gonna hit you fast. Another trick room kind of guy. Again, defenses are about average for what we've seen 110, 116. 78 HP is okay. Not amazing, but it can work. Attack 85. Yeah, it's whatever. Um, Drampa, pretty good Pokemon, I think. I think it'll be much better than Dragalge for the simple fact that it gets Roost. Roost plus this is what I expect to see from it. Roost like Draco Meteor, um, Hyper Voice, and then like you could just run Glare. Something similar to this, just double stab, double whatever. Regular Drampa, its ability Berserk when it's at half health, it lets it raise its special attack by one, so it could be like even more deadly once it mega evolves. I could also, whoops, I could also see just like four attacking moves, just basic double stab, double support. Could see something like that. Uh, but usually I think they're going to be running Roost Glare. I think that's going to be the most common thing going around Roost Glare, two attacks. It doesn't get too much outside of that. I mean, Tailwind is funny, Thunder Wave is fine, but you have Glare. Um, Icy Wind is kind of cool. Gets plenty of special attacking support, so whatever two moves you want, you pretty much can have. Oh, it gets Ice Beam. I didn't know it just raw got Ice Beam. Also gets Play Rough for some reason. So I think it'll be one of the better uh slow megas. Like between this and Chestnut are probably going to be two of the better real slow ones. It has enough going for it, especially with Glare alone is already so valuable that having a Pokemon that can like do stuff after they glare and like instantly KO something is amazing. You will have to like run a jolly or a timid nature on this to even like remotely outspeed some Pokemon because it's so slow. So glare isn't even like the most useful thing for it, but it is good for the team. So they probably won't run any of that. They'll probably just run glare just to help the other teammates, make them like modest, and then give them HP or something. Whatever you want to do. Probably be a UU. I could see it being lower though. Okay, Excadrill. Excadrill. I mean, if you know what Excadrill is, it's pretty much doing the same thing. Its ability is going to determine a lot. 165 attack. All you're going to be doing with this guy, Swords Dance, Earthquake, Iron Head, and then you choose whatever move you want. Rock Slide, fucking Throat Chop. I mean, it's unfortunately he doesn't get Stone Edge. If he got Stone Edge, I think he'd be nigh impossible to wall. But without it, I think he's just slightly still not good enough. I mean, if you're gonna run this set, you kind of have to run a rapid spin too. So you might get rid of like Iron Head in for real. Just run Rock Slide or I don't know. There's not too much else you can really give them, especially because you don't get loaded dice. It's just going to be a battle of how do you want your Excadrill. Maybe you think, just Adamant Excadrill is strong enough. 165 plus nature. Who needs it? Who needs Swords Dance, right? Let's just do 4 attacks. He can't really do anything else, honestly. Doesn't have shit for support. I mean, Stealth Rock, that's pretty much it. But I mean, Mega Diancie has had that in lock for years, and so has Mega Aerodactyl. So I don't think that's going to be enough to help it. It'll be a good Pokemon. If it gets a good ability, it could be OU. If it doesn't get a good ability, I could see it being honestly UU or maybe one under that. It is what it is. Still the same typings, so doesn't get much there. Okay, now we have Malamar, the Dark Psychic Inverse thing Pokemon. You see its stats, they're all pretty average, honestly. Like, there's nothing that really stands out besides, like, special defense. And don't get me wrong, that's good. In regular Malamar, being able to superpower is just crazy. I mean, being able to just boost your stats and 88 speed ain't bad either. What we're really gonna, unfortunately though, I don't think this Pokemon has a chance. Its ability would have to be insane, because even with the one they gave it, I don't think it's good enough. It would need like filter or something, because U-turn is going to destroy this Pokemon's life. Any team that has U-turn, any team that has Scizor, you know, it's over for this Pokemon. And it's sad because like you would need about like 3 superpower boosts to even really be able to take it. Unless it's coming off like the weakest physically attacking Pokemon to exist, of course. Its move pool is fine if uninspiring. Um, I mean, Dark Psychic is fairly hard to switch into. It gets water, gets fire, gets fighting, obviously, gets bug, electric. So, and it can use both of its stats, so it's not like it really matters which one you want to use. Obviously, people are going to be using superpower, but you can use both moves for the coverage. I just think it's too I think it's just too situational. I don't think this Pokemon's going to be good enough. If it gets like Prankster Destiny Bond, I think it could have a pretty interesting niche. Like Prankster Stealth Rock Destiny Bond. Outside of that, I don't think it could. I I don't think Contrary or something that's even a little stronger than Contrary is going to be good enough. You can't give a Pokemon like what Celebi Mew stats all around and expect it to just like be the shit anymore. You really gotta give it something. And its move pool isn't exactly saving it without a good ability. Now we have Pyroar, Fire Normal. You can see it has kind of mild stats everywhere too. 129 special, 129 or 126 speed. I mean, can't be mad at that. Um, if Pyroar is such an interesting enigma because like it gets Moxie as its base, in its base form, raises attack when it KOs somebody, but in its base, it's like it has no attack. Now it has 88, but a +1 boost to 88. You better have some insane coverage to make that work, and it doesn't really. I mean, what Wild Charge is like the craziest move it gets? That's not going to cut it. That's simply not going to cut it. Body Slam is interesting. It's funny tech, but I can't see them doing more than something like Flamethrower, Work Up, I don't know, Wild Charge, Earth Power. I mean, that maybe they do something like that, or maybe they just say, no, I don't want any physical. I'll just do 3 attacks. Or maybe you just say 3 attacks and Will-O-Wisp. I mean, there's basically nothing else it can do. It does get Trailblaze, and that's cool. But like the last like 5 Pokemon, also it doesn't get priority. It just doesn't get priority. And without priority, a Pokemon with mild stats simply is going to have a harder time finding places to be useful, especially with a move pool that has like 3 supporting moves. Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, and Yawn, if they even allow Sleep back. So it's like, what are we really doing here? Entrainment could be funny if like it has a way to use it, but I doubt that. So unfortunately, I think it's just going to be Stuck again. Stuck is just an okay Pokemon, but probably not worth a Mega. It's probably just not worth it. Scolipede. Okay. So Scolipede, as you can see, it's pretty fucking bulky, pretty fucking strong. Now 60 HP is not great, but once you have like 150 in defense, it stops mattering a little bit. 99 Spadef is fine too. So again, the HP is really going to cut into that one though. Speed is terrible, but with its regular form, it gets speed boost, so it's not that big of a deal. U-turn is a big deal because I'm pretty sure it did not get U-turn before. So again, just depending on its mega ability, U-turn could be really, really valuable, and even without like a good ability, I'm sure U-turn is still like stab U-turn is amazing. You will have to watch out for like Flame Body and Will-O-Wisps with this guy. Um, Unfortunately, but it does kind of have a way to deal with them, I believe. I mean, yeah, Gunk Shot, Sword Stance Gunk Shot will pretty much take care of any fire type. Gunk Shot plus Earthquake will take care of any fire type besides like Moltres, kind of. But you're really going to struggle against Skarmory and Corviknight. The Steel Flying types, it literally just does not have a way to beat them. Now you could do something funny like Iron Defense Swords Dance, and then two attacks. I don't think that'll work, but you could try it. Yeah, if it got like a rock move or a fire move, it would be, I think it would be damn near and untouchable. And it does get a rock move, rock slide, but it would specifically need Stone Edge. Without Stone Edge, it's almost impossible. If it got close combat instead of superpower, I think it could have really boosted through them. But since superpower is going to be lowering your attack, sure, after a sword stance, you might two hit KO a specially defensive Corviknight or something. But you're also going to be back at base attack and -2 defense. So any priority is going to take you out just like all these other guys. Priority, priority, priority. Priority is going to be like the most valuable thing against like half of these megas just because they cannot hit you first. And once something's low, that's it. Now it does get spikes, and I could see a lot of spikes, toxic or toxic spike sets going around too, just because it is like really good on the defense side. Um, Unfortunately, Mega Diancie kind of destroys this guy. Um, it gets Mystical Fire. Now I think he could live a Mystical Fire with 99 and then hit him back with an Iron Tail. Um, well, an Iron Tail, Gunk Shot, you know, it could be like an anti Diancie lead. Maybe they get greedy, set up Stealth Rocks on your Scolipede, you Mega Iron Tail him, one shot him. I could see something like that happening. It'll probably be like RU. It might be better if it like if they actually give this Pokemon like some other attacks that like actually help its weaknesses, but it'll be fine. Now we got Scrafty. And for Scrafty, they pretty much just made what Scrafty was, but better. Up its attack, defense, and Spadef. I think he got a tiny bit of speed too. But yeah, Scrafty, there's like two main sets I could see for this guy. Parting Shot, Dragon Tail, Knockoff, and then, I don't know, maybe something like Taunt or Drain Punch. Close Combat even. I could see any of those on this kind of set. But more often than not, I think people are going to try and use the Dragon Dance set, which, close combat, most likely knock off, and then a coverage move, something like Earthquake. Does it get Earthquake? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so it doesn't get Earthquake, but I could see like Fire Punch instead of Earthquake, or maybe Head Smash, Ice Punch, Outrage even, Poison Jab to flip it on the fairies. So I think all of those could work just fine. And maybe some people get crazy and do a swords dance set. Swords dance. Maybe they try and trailblaze and do this, or maybe they just swords dance in 3 attacks with like poison jab or something. So I see it as a pretty good Pokemon. It'll be able to take out a lot of stuff. It also gets fake out, so I could see like 4 attacks fake out or 3 attacks fake out. I could see something going on with that. I mean, outside of taunt, it doesn't actually get anything. I mean, it gets coaching in BGC, but that's whatever. Um, yeah, upper hand. So it does get a little bit of priority. Upper hand is like a really amazing move. Unfortunately, you actually have to be faster than the other Pokemon to use upper hand. So it'd only be good against like real slow sucker punchers or shadow sneakers, extreme speeders. Dragon Dance with upper hand could do a lot. So let's say like upper hand. Whoops. Dragon Dance. And then maybe like instead of close combat, since you have technically a fighting move, you try to do poison jab, try and get your coverage. Or maybe you just go all in with his stabs, you know? He'll be good. I think he'll be good. I don't know if he'll be able to handle like the quad fairy weakness very well because there are so many good fairy types. But maybe poison jab is all it needs. Maybe it can turn the tables on him. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it gets parting shot too, so you don't even need to technically run, you know, three attacks with Dragon Age. You could do like two attacks and parting shot if you want to be creative or weird or something. It'll be good. Probably you. Um, I can't see it being much higher than that. Skarmory, the defensive god himself. This is weird to me. So, it used to have 140 defense, but now it only has 110 defense. But now it has 140 attack. So that's cool. 110 speed is pretty good. 100 speed def is fine. 65 HP. I mean, look, Skarmory has managed to be like an OU staple since it has ever existed. So if there's one thing, it's that even though its HP is shite, it'll find a way to make it work because it always has. I'm really curious about how offensive you can really make it. Because, so yeah, sure, it gets Brave Bird, gets Drill Run, and it gets what? Iron Head, Iron Tail, and Sword Stance. Sure. Sure, make the most out of the attack, right? But like, base Skarmory doesn't have any of those real attributes. I mean, it gets weak armor. So you would have to take a hit with regular Skarmory, which I mean, taking a physical hit is no problem. You just take a regular hit, get the weak armor, then like Swords Dance that turn or Swords Dance the next turn and turn into the Mega, and then you have a +2, -1 defense Skarmory. And in theory, that sounds great. That sounds great. But like, what if your other opponent has a Skarmory? Like, what if your other opponent just has a normal Skarmory, right? Like, oh, +2 Skarmory on their team. Uh-oh, I just whirlwinded it. It's like, it's an interesting dynamic of a Mega completely being countered by its pre-Mega evolution. And that's hilarious to me. It's like base Skarmory counters regular Skarmory. So I don't know how they're. Are they only going to try and use like offensive sets with them? Or are they going to use like Stealth Rock, two attacks taunt? Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird, and we'll see what happens. Its ability will matter. If it keeps Tough Claws, it's almost assuredly going to be like a purely offensive Pokemon. Maybe they'll run like Stealth Rock or Roost or something in here, but for the most part, I don't see that happening with this kind of ability. Now we have Starmie. I've always liked Starmie. It's been a pretty good Pokemon ever since it's just been, created. 60 HP, bad. 100 attack, fine. 105 defense, fine. 130 special attack, good. Pretty good. 105 fine. 120 speed, good. Now, if they actually keep this ability pure power, it's going to be like a offensive special physical like beast. Like you're never going to truly know what it has. Is it going to have Thunderbolt on its set? Is it going to have Thunderbolt, Aqua Jet, Ice Beam? Or maybe instead, they do pure physical and they want to make the most out of like Psycho Cut and they want to do liquidation. Or maybe instead of liquidation, because you have Aqua Jet, they want to go for maybe well, it doesn't get that many. It only gets water and psychic. Maybe a gyro ball would be useless. Natural gift is funny. I mean, rollout is also funny. A rollout pure power, that might be something. But yeah, I guess maybe it's not quite as diverse as I thought, but it could still have rock coverage. Um, it's pretty much always going to be mixed, though. If it gets pure power, I don't see it. Now, if it isn't, It's probably just gonna run like 4 attacks or maybe 3 attacks and like recover. It doesn't get too much support. I mean, reflect type's funny, refresh is good. Teleport is fine. If this thing got like regenerator, I could see a lot of like teleporting scalding sets, but that's to be determined. I think it'll be good. There's a good chance it's an OU. But with things like Megalopony and being weak to U-turn and stuff like that, I feel like it's also a bit finicky to get in. So it'll probably be around UU to OU level. And then we have our last two. We have the boy himself, Mega Victory Bell. Now, looking at its stats, it looks like you want to hit things because its defenses are just average, speed not good. However, its ability, at least in Showdown, makes you think you kind of want to sit there because, I mean, corrosion, I mean, what, toxic? That's pretty much what you want to do. Toxic, strength sap, strength sap, maybe like knock off Giga. I mean, there's a couple of things you could do with this, right? And let's pretend like its ability isn't corrosion. I mean, what? You could do Sucker Punch, you know? You could do Strength Sap, something like this. Or maybe you don't have the dark coverage, you don't want knockoff 2. Just give it Poison Jab or Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb. You can go either side with it, and that's a more common thing going around now, being able to hit on both sides. It also gets Sleep Powder. I think it gets Stun Spore, so it gets good moves. Um, its ability is really going to determine everything for this guy. It really is. Like, it gets Trailblaze, so it could boost its speed. It gets Sword Stance, it could hit you harder. You just can't fit all of the. You can't fit all of these kinds of sets at once, though. So hopefully, I think it deserves instead of corrosion because corrosion only works with toxic. It only lets you poison things. I think it should get like I don't know. I can't even think of a name. Just some sort of ability that lets like poison type attacks actually hit steel types instead of just letting you toxic, Like letting my sludge wave actually do damage to a steel type. That's what it really needs in my opinion, but we'll see. Even if it keeps like chlorophyll, I think it'd still be pretty good. Probably around RU-ish. And then for the beast, I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? It's going to hit you. It's going to kill you. And it's probably going to live. And then it's probably going to kill you again. I mean, what's the point in using anything else, honestly? I mean, it can do everything. What more does it need? What is it not hitting? What, Skarmory? Yeah. Good luck taking that, buddy. Good luck, Skarmory. I dare you to take this. I dare you to take this resisted move. I mean, it's good. I mean, it doesn't have any like team utility, but it can set itself up with substitute. Coil, whatever it wants to do, Dragon Tail can just hit you hard as shit. It's all it needs. Pain Split, which probably isn't even good on this guy. Yeah, block, I guess. It's just good. It's going to kill everything. Nothing much more to say about it. Really isn't. But that's been everything. I hope I gave you some insight, some thoughts, maybe some ways you could use it, how good things are, how to look at the game a bit. And thank you for watching.